NBA Summer League is coming to a close over the next couple of days, and I thought it would be a good time to look at some winners and losers through NBA Summer League thus far. We're going to give you 5 winners, 5 losers, and break them all down. But before we do that, make sure you follow me over on Twitter at Nic_Rohloff. I'm tweeting about the NBA every day, including NBA Summer League, the whole 9 yards. And guess what? The first 10 people that follow me from today's show, I'm going to give you a follow back. You see the handle there. You see the handle there. It's everywhere. Go give me a follow. All right, winner. First one on the board today, Kel'el Ware, the center from Indiana, who the Miami Heat selected with the 15th overall pick in this past NBA draft, the first pick outside the lottery, and he has just been downright terrific for the Heat in Summer League. And he's played in 5 games total, which his numbers are even better if you expand it to all 5 games. But if you just look in Las Vegas, Ware has been dominant against the Celtics, Thunder, and Mavericks. 17.3 points per game, 8.3 rebounds, 2.3 blocks, shooting 63.6% from the field, and is even shooting 40% from beyond the arc. And some of you may know, full transparency, I am the host of the Heat Report. I am a Heat fan. But at least through Summer League, he has objectively been the best big man in the NBA Summer League process thus far. He's been better than Alex Sarr. He's been better than Donovan Clingan. He's been better than Zach Edey. Like, he has been the best rookie big man so far in Summer League. And the Heat, who have been looking to get size alongside Bam Adebayo in their front court, may have found their long-term answer in Kel'el Ware. 7 feet tall, 7'4.5" wingspan. Look out down in South Beach. First loser, Bronny James. And listen, I don't want to be mean to the young man, and he's been featured on a lot of our videos, and we have to talk about it because he's arguably one of the biggest talking points in the entire NBA right now. But it's just abundantly clear he's not an NBA player at this time. And listen, you could say nepotism, you could say whatever you want. I will go to my grave, and I was very I was very open about this. I thought he should have went back to school. I understand that his dad is who his dad is, and he probably told the Lakers to draft him no matter what. And he might say that's not the case. It definitely happened, because he's not. And if you watch him in Summer League, he's airballing threes left and right. He's not providing really anything offensively. I'll give Bronny James credit. He's a little bit of a pesky defender, and he's actually a pretty solid on-ball defender. But he's also a little undersized. Like, to me, I don't see a world where he contributes in an NBA rotation for 2-3 years max. And to me, a 55th overall pick getting a fully guaranteed contract and a spot on that Lakers roster, it just should not happen. He's not been good. And if he came on balled out in Summer League, we could have a different conversation. But it's just simply the truth. Like, he is not an NBA player at this current juncture. But let me know, am I too harsh on the kid? Should Bronny be in the NBA? Type Y for yes, which means you're disagreeing with me. If you're with me, type those N's down below. Another winner, Reed Sheppard. This one's very clear. The 3rd overall pick out of Kentucky has been unbelievable for the Houston Rockets Summer League team in his first 3 games. He's been unbelievably good. You see his numbers on screen right now. 20 points per game, 4.7 assists and rebounds, but the efficiency is what has been even more impressive for the young man out of Kentucky. 49% from the field and 38.5% from 3. The Houston Rockets fans are calling him Cocaine Curry. That is a realistic thing that is being put out in the NBA Twitterverse. But listen, you watch him play. He has full control of this game. And even as someone who was very high on Reed Sheppard, I had him 6th on my big board. I thought he was going to be a fine young player in the NBA. I actually didn't see him possibly having this good of a on-ball presence offensively this early. I thought he could be fine off-ball, but he's controlling the pace, working the pick and roll, pulling up from deep, pulling up to the mid-range jumper, rising above opponents, showcasing his 42-inch vertical. Reed Sheppard has been everything Rockets fans could have asked for and more through the first 2 weeks of him playing in a Rockets uniform. Next loser is Alex Sarr, the 2nd overall pick from the Washington Wizards. He's had a rough go in Summer League, that's absolutely for sure. I told you about it with Kel'el Ware that he's been the best big man. Well, Sarr has been one of the worst, and I feel bad for the young fella because he's a young prospect. He's got a long way to go offensively. We knew that coming into the draft, and he is a really good defender already as well. I had him as my number 1 overall player in this draft, but he may have played the worst game I have ever seen in my entire life from a number 2 overall pick in a summer league game. If you play this in an NBA game against real NBA talent, sure. But in Summer League, to put up a stat line against the Portland Trail Blazers, 0 points. 0 of 15 from the field, 0 of 7 from 3, no free throws made on 2 attempts, and then 3 turnovers? How is that possible? Like, you can't find the basket once? I don't want to rip into the kid because he did have 3 blocks in that game as well, but matching up with Donovan Clingan, it was an absolute disaster for the young man from France out of the Perth Wildcats system. I think he's going to be a fine player. He's got the defensive tools. He's just got to come a long way offensively. But my goodness, I have never seen a top player play this bad in a summer league game in my entire life. If you have a different player that was drafted in the top 5 that has put up this worse of a game, please show me down in the comment section because I can't remember one. Winner, Tyler Kolek, the 2nd-round pick out of Marquette for the New York Knicks. He has just been so smooth, and he has been as advertised. Coming into the draft, I had him as a first-round prospect. I was shocked he didn't go in the first 30 draft picks. But New York got him early on day 2, and they're seeing the dividends pay off in Summer League early. He is a very cerebral player, plays at his own pace, excellent passer, works the pick and roll, crafty lefty, can get to the rim, pull up for a mid-range, shoot the 3 ball. Kolek had a game-winning and one a couple days ago as well for the Knicks to give them their first Summer League win. The raw numbers aren't the best, but when you watch him play, you can tell the Knicks are getting a NBA-ready point guard that can be the backup for Jalen Brunson in year 1. I was a big fan of Tyler Kolek coming out of the draft process. I'm still a fan of him. The Knicks, it pissed me off as a Heat fan that they got Kolek in the early 2nd round, but I give him credit because he's been very, very good thus far. We have 3 winners that we've talked about, still 2 more to go, but let me know who's been the best player in NBA Summer League. It can be a second-year guy like Jaime Jaquez Jr., Brandon Miller. It can be a first-year guy like Reed Sheppard. Just let me know someone down below who's been the best player in NBA Summer League thus far. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel because we're going to have more daily content here, whether it be Summer League, trade rumors, news, other rumors. We will have it all, even in the NFL as well. Join the channel. You won't regret it. We got a great staff here. Loser, DaRon Holmes, the center from the Dayton Flyers, who is now on the Denver Nuggets. It's just unfortunate, and he's not a loser because of his play. It's got an unfortunate injury that occurred to him, man. Tearing an Achilles in your first Summer League game, it's just a brutal blow. Not only for him, because you don't get to get your rookie year and season and career started off the right way because you have to rehab and you don't get to play and get experience, so he's practically a rookie again next year. But for the Denver Nuggets as well, who traded up from 26, 27, up to 22 to get DaRon Holmes. It might have been 28. I think it was 28. They had a lot of faith in the young man out of Dayton, and they're not going to be able to see him. They've been searching for a backup center to Nikola Jokic because Zeke Naji didn't pay off. They played DeAndre Jordan last year, and now they're going into the season again with no plan at backup center due to Holmes' injury. It's a brutal blow for both sides, and he's a loser just because of an injury, not because of play. Winner, Tristan Da Silva, the 18th overall pick, let's rephrase there, out of Colorado, who headed to the Orlando Magic. He's just been fantastic for them. He was advertised as an experienced prospect who's already 22 years old, and he can do it at all 3 levels. He can defend, he can facilitate, he can shoot, he can drive inside. He's 6'8" with a 6'10" wingspan, so he's got a great frame. He's been doing it all for the Magic Summer League team, scoring 17 points a game, shooting extremely efficiently. I believe he's clipping at a 40% rate from beyond the arc. Like, Da Silva has been very, very good, and he is going to impact the Magic right away, being a solid bench piece for them year one. Before we get into our final three players, NBA hats on sale. No matter what style, no matter what team, we got them for you. Chatsports.com/NBA hats. Got trucker, rope, fitted, adjustable. It doesn't matter. Whatever your style is, whatever your team is, different type of hats on sale. Chatsports.com/NBA hats. Links in the description and comments of today's video. If you want to rep your team outside and hanging out with your friends, that link is the best place to do it. Tyler Smith out of the Milwaukee Bucks is another loser. And it's unfortunate because I was a Tyler Smith guy in the draft. I thought he was a top 20 player. I actually think I had him 21 or 22 on my big board. Fell to the early second round where the Bucks picked him up. And he has just not been that good. And up to this point, as we're filming this video, through 3 Summer League games, it's been a little bit of a disappointment for Tyler Smith. 8 points a game, 6 boards. He's lengthy. He's athletic. He's young. I like him still long-term, but he just has not performed well for the Bucks Summer League team. Only shooting 46% from the field and 16.7% from 3. And the jump shot was the biggest concern because he just did not showcase it well enough at the G League Ignite level, and he struggled shooting the basketball at the NBA Combine as well, putting up some horrific numbers in those drills. You were wondering if it was going to regress positively back to what he did back in high school and a little bit at the G League, because he did shoot 36% from beyond the arc at the G League, but it's evidently not the case. He's struggling with his jumper right now, and he needs to find it if he wants to be an impact player for the Bucks this upcoming year. Final winner, and it's really the only time we're talking about a second-year guy in the winning department here, Julian Strawther from Gonzaga, who is in his second year coming into the league. He's been terrific for the Denver Nuggets Summer League team. You look at these raw numbers, folks, and it's just like, holy shit, a little too good for Summer League a bit much. At the time of filming, he's only playing 2 games, but he's been the leading scorer in Summer League, scoring 29 and 27 points. Math is math in his first 2 games, averaging 28.5. He's been fantastic, and he's doing it at an efficient clip as well. 42.5% from the field, 41% from 3. Like, I actually do believe Strawther's in for a breakout year for the Denver Nuggets, not because I think he's good, but I do think he's good, but because it's absolutely necessary. We talked about DaRon Holmes a little bit earlier, and we talked yesterday on the show about Russell Westbrook joining the Nuggets, but the Denver front office is expecting leaps from Strawther, Christian Brown, Peyton Watson, to help try to replace the Reggie Jacksons, Bruce Browns, Kentavious Caldwell-Popes of the world. So there's going to be a role for Strawther as an off-ball guard and a little bit of an on-ball guard and second unit opportunities for Denver. Let's see if he makes the most of it, because he was a good point guard for the Bulldogs back in college, shot it well, facilitated. Now let's see if he can do it in the NBA for real and not the NBA Summer League, because he's been solid there. Final player we'll talk about today, loser, Kenny Lofton Jr. of the Memphis Grizzlies. Lofton Jr. has been a G League legend, if you will. He lost a ton of weight. He was a big body, like really, really big. And he needed to lose weight to try to have a chance to make the NBA. And he just simply has not had the same juice in Summer League that he's had in the G League past. Maybe he needs to play at a larger weight where he can just bang around inside and use his big weight advantage, but he slimmed down, which good for him, but has not resulted in better basketball play. And for someone who's performed extremely well in the G League and has been trying to make it to the real NBA, I don't think that's going to happen. He's been an experienced player over the past 2 or 3 years down in this farm system, if you will, but not performing this year in the G League, or Summer League, is probably going to hurt his chances of being an NBA player long term. Who stunk it up, though? We gave you 5 winners. We gave you 5 losers. Who's been the biggest Summer League loser to this point? Drop a name for me down in the comment section. Also, make sure you are following me on Twitter. Like I said, I'll give the first 10 people on today's show who followed me on Twitter a follow back. tweeting about the NBA and Summer League every single day. @Nic_Rohloff is the handle. So hopefully I see you over on the Bird app.